All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Xposure Runs the Podcast. I'm your host, Mustafa. Today we have up here the head basketball coach of HF, Homewood Flossmoor. Welcome, Coach Jamere. How do you pronounce your last name?
Dismukes.
I thought so. I just ain't want to butcher it. So, Coach Jamere Dismukes, who has a pretty lengthy rap sheet. We'll call it your basketball rap sheet.
Okay.
That's cool?
Yeah, that's
all right, cool. So we're going to say graduate of Rich East High School.
Yep.
All conference.
Yep.
Okay. Played at UW Parkside, 16 starts. Yep. Oh, I did my homework.
I see.
I did my motherfucking homework. Oh, this ain't just no hood shit.
See.
I'm not done, though.
I like it.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Okay, I can keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right.
Get me right.
All right. Played at Black Hawk College.
Yep.
Ranked top 50th in assists, number 42 to be exact. Okay. That's correct?
In the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can keep going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
like
cool. All right. Played at Chicago State.
Yep.
Was the 2012-2013 All GWC, and I had to look that up.
Yep.
George William Conference, honorable mention.
Yep.
2012 and 2013 CSU Scholar Athlete.
Yep.
All right. Ended up becoming the head assistant coach for Black Hawk College, correct?
Yep.
Assistant coach at Indian Hills, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Became now here's where I get a little dicey. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start your head coaching career at Hyde Park?
At Rich East.
At Rich East.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the one thing I missed. So I apologize about that.
Also, I spent 2 years in Florida at Victory Rock with Lauren Jackson.
No, I didn't. And shout out to Lauren because he reached out to me years ago about Xavier. And he is a Marist legend.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I know this motherfucking history around here, cuz.
I see.
Don't let this Philly shit fool you.
I see, yeah.
I do my homework on y'all. If I'm going to have y'all up here, I want y'all to know I take this shit seriously.
I love it.
But I wasn't done.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, my bad. I wasn't done.
I'm sorry.
So I missed the Rich East head coaching, but you became the head coach at Hyde Park. That's why I first kind of knew of you because that's where Ray ended up going his freshman year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Spent the when I typed this, I kind of chuckled.
Yep.
Spent a few days at Rich Township. Like it's like a week.
Days. It was like 2 months.
Okay, 2 months.
Yeah.
All right, but it sounds better when it say 2 days. So spent a few days.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then eventually became the head coach of HF.
Yep. And
you on the AAU circuit, you coach Team Rose.
Yep.
And now you're the head coach of Mean Streets.
Yep. 16U. Yep.
16U. Did I miss anything?
Before I went to Indian Hills, I was actually the graduate assistant at Georgia State University with Ron Hunter and Ray McCollum.
Really?
Yeah.
So I missed that.
Yeah,
so and that's huge.
You wouldn't really know that because they were paying for my master's and everything. It was great. But in Indian Hills, they kind of offered me a little bit more. And at that time,
money talks. Yeah, bullshit walks.
Yeah, I had to take it.
It is what it is.
But they understood that though. I mean, Ron Hunter, Ray McCollum, like when I went into their office and told them, like they were
like you got to take that.
Yeah, because it's Indian Hills.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I feel like when we have first of all, I want the coaches to know that I take very seriously what y'all do in your profession in terms of coaching, but also into the mentorship and, kind of dealing with the kids and, their stuff. So at the very least, I think my way of kind of paying it forward or like saying thank you is at the very least, I need to come correct with y'all background and the stuff that y'all been successful at doing.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that too, because I feel like it makes the person whoever's sitting in this red seat a little more comfortable, like because it's like you actually took the time to do your homework. So we got to make sure we giving you our best and our honest answer.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Before I jump into the questions, and it's something you're actually the first person I'm doing this with. And I haven't done it in the past unless it kind of segued into a question or they kind of brought it up on their own. But I do want to ask, just kind of talking about the Xposure Runs platform, can you kind of talk a little bit about what we've created and your thoughts overall on it?
Oh, man, I thought it was dope. I think it's dope. I thought it was dope back then when you first started it because you remember I was bringing Cam, Demarion, all those guys there from Hyde Park because when I saw it, I'm like, first of all, you putting it together on your own. These kids out here with jerseys, real teams, even teams. They playing even games. I thought it was fair, even though your boy was there the entire time. I never thought you were biased to, you know, make his team this or make his team that. I thought you always kept it fair, and I think that's what basketball needs to be. At the end of the day, we gotta let the kids decide who the best players on the court. You know what I mean? And like I said, every time I've been there. It's been crazy. I remember one time I came. I think I brought Devontae Hall and Trey Pettigrew was there, and him and Trey was going at it. That's when I first saw. I think that's his name, Trey, that went to Kenwood. I first saw Trey, and I was like, man, this kid, man, he good.
He tough.
Yeah, he good.
Tough,
for real.
tough.
Like, and I think at that point he may have been. Incoming sophomore, maybe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, he was young. He was young. He was young. What's interesting is also too, a lot of people don't know, or maybe they do. When we first started, first of all, shout out to my guy Dave Fuller. Like, he was a part of the braining of creating it. We were trying to do something. I just kind of like branched off a little bit, but he's always been very supportive. But our very first run actually happened at my wife's school, and it was like a few weeks before the country was shut down. We was like headed that way, and it was like, oh shit, what we gonna do about basketball? They was already shutting shit down. But I had Mattis was in there, I had JJ in there, Shikachi in there, Xavier in there, Dede in there, Diggy was in there, KJ was in there. Like, that picture is gonna be worth money. Like, I got this picture, and I'll try to send it to you later, but that shit gonna be worth money someday.
What's up?
I had a nice little whip in there, and this is a true story. When we're coming in the gym and stuff was kind of getting shut down, Mattis' mom was like, wow, like, how much do I have to pay you to come? I'm like, pay me, man. Like, this shit is like, you don't pay people to come play high level basketball. You come play basketball. And she was like, very, modest, people they come from a little bread. And I could have like, but I didn't. And I feel like that has allowed me to kind of gain the respect of those players. Like, they know that, I got their back. I don't want nothing from these kids. I just want y'all to come. The originality of the platform was obviously for Xavier. Like, all right, y'all saying he good. I think Zay can hold his own. Let me invite them niggas and let them play. And in a lot of cases, Zay performed very well. And some I was able to see, like, all right, this is what he need to work on. So it really kind of helped me out a little bit. So, all right, we're going to jump into a couple questions. My first question to you is, name your 4 coaches on the Chicago Mount Rushmore.
Who starts with a question like
there we go, right there. There we go, right there. I'm gonna drink some water while you think about who your Chicago Mount Rushmore of coaches is.
Do they have to be present?
No.
Okay.
This is your Mount. This is JD's Mount Rushmore.
All right. Lauren Jackson.
Okay.
Rob Smith, Ty Slaughter, Mike Oliver.
Okay. That was easier than you thought.
I mean, it's not really.
No.
I mean, no. Cause when I had to sit back and think, like, I guess who influenced me and where I kind of want to see myself as a coach, as a head coach, and how they run things, I think. But man, that's tough, man. You can't, and that's the first question.
Very first one. But it's crazy how you answered that, because my next question you kind of answered is, why coaching? What about your playing career made you want to get into coaching?
Man, I was always a point guard, as you saw. So I was always like the leader on the team, one of the captains. So just watching my bros around me like flourish, you know what I mean? Right. Like, still to this day, that's kind of what I preach. That's how my coaching staff is. That's what I preach inside our program. Like, watching your brother flourish, ultimately it makes you flourish at the end of the day. Just trying to be that guy that help everybody else, get everybody else involved. That always allowed me to grow and be better in certain aspects and help my guys. And I think that's really what got me into it. I remember the first time I actually coached, though. I came back to Ridgeway. We did a summer camp after I graduated. It was the first I was at Wisconsin Parkside. Okay. And then I came back for like a week in the summer. We did a summer camp, and some of the alum got to pick some of the players, and and I had my team. And when I was talking to them, like, Moo, they would look at me in my eye. I think they was like, man, whatever, all this information, I want it, and I ain't even really know anything.
Right.
Like, I think that feeling was like, all right, yeah, this might be
like
something.
that? Okay.
Yeah, this might be something I need to do.
Okay. How different were you as a player versus how you are as a coach?
I'm not different at all. Yeah, fiery. Yeah, feisty. I wasn't. As a player, I wasn't the best player. I mean, I was good. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Yeah,
I was good.
But what's interesting about you saying that, and not saying that you not agreeing that you wasn't good. I saw some of your numbers, and respectfully, there wasn't numbers that jumped off the page. But I mean, your play spoke for itself. Is my point to
and
that.
I won.
Yeah, and you were a winner.
I'm always won. I think that's like what stands out. Like everywhere I've been, we won. At Chicago State, we won that conference.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw 27 and something.
And if you go in Chicago State right now, there are 2 banners in there.
And one is yours.
Yeah, well, both of them are.
Oh, okay.
So
all right,
like,
say less.
It's like the Great West Conference, and then it's like going to the CIT because we played in the CIT tournament for postseason. But yeah, I think just being a winner. Like I said, I wasn't the best, but I worked harder. I was tougher, and I'm fiery, and it's kind of the same way now. And just being loyal, you know what I mean? Loyal to my guys, loyal to my situations, loyal to my kid. I think that's important too. Obviously, you read that I was at this school and this school and this school, but if you look at that, you see an incline.
Yes, each level you went up. Yep, that's true.
And I think that's what it's about. If you're gonna move, I don't think you just move to move. I think you gotta, have progress inside those moves.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I say that all the time.
Yep. So something that just kind of stuck out, and I'm gonna do this a lot throughout this interview. Like I have specific questions. You say something, I'm gonna probably piggyback off of that. What stuck out, which is very like, I fuck with it. You said you're a winner. How do you take that mindset and instill it in your players on all the levels that you've coached? Like, how do you pull that out of them?
You got to show them every day. They going to be who you are, for real. They going to be who you. If you unorganized, them kids going to be unorganized. If you discipline those kids, going to be disciplined. But you can't just talk it. You got to, like, show it every day. It's days where I'm tired, right? I'm exhausted. I coach all year round. I've been coaching all year round for the past. I looked at my resume the other day, actually, and out of 10 years, this will be my 10th year coaching. Out of 10 years, I coached all year round for 8 of those years.
Dang.
Yeah. So just being tired, but even when on those days when I'm tired, I'm showing what I'm preaching. I'm practicing what I'm preaching.
How does that you said you've been coaching year round 8 of those 10 years. How does that affect you being a parent, and how does it affect you being, I mean, if you are married or in a relationship, how does that affect that?
With my daughter, because I got 2 kids. I got a daughter, she's 14, and I got a son, he just turned 1 a few days ago. On the 6th.
Happy birthday to him.
Appreciate it. But with my daughter, it affected it obviously a lot more because, again, you just read off my resume, so that's me really bouncing around since I graduated high school, gone to so many other different states and meeting so many other different people and just trying to grind and be in this seat right here, be where I'm at. Right. So it took a lot of time, I think, away from her, and that's one thing, I'm doing now to make sure that with her now and with my son that I try to do things differently. I think they have 2 different moms. I think both of their moms are amazing because they understand. They support. Yeah. I was just at Peach Jam. My daughter and my son both at Peach Jam. Every AAU tournament, they going. Like it's not like I'm gone. I'm on my own. I try to make it at this point in my life after everything I've been through, after everywhere I've been, I try to make sure I can still grind with the basketball, but I can still make time for my family. And I think, my son's mom especially, she makes that happen for me.
You know what? That's kind of dope that you took a minute to kind of like show that level of respect for the mother of your children. Usually when you talk, our peers and our friends, family, or whatever, the relationship breakdown in a family home, number one, is pretty paramount. But like when you have that level of co-parenting respect, like that's good for the children. They can kind of see that and kind of like latch onto that. So shout out to your mother and your children, and shout out to you for like even recognizing them young ladies for that. I'm sure there's a lot of little stuff in there, but I know. Well,
when you're doing this for real, like all year round, you need a good support system, or you gonna like quit,
you doing anything,
you gonna like crash, like it's,
and because they're gonna make it difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, not just them per se, but
everything.
We gonna go on it because I can feel me about the I can feel it. I can feel that shit. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead. JD the coach, Scout JD the player.
Whew. Man, you got to work on your outside jump shot. Is it in a high school or just period?
Period.
You got to work on your outside jump shot. I think that's one thing that's going to allow, because you can use the ball screen pretty well, but you'll be able to use the ball screen better if you can shoot the three behind it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, continue to work on your jump shot, and continue to work on your body and nutrition. Make sure you're eating properly, you working out as much as you need to work out. But I think all the other things as a point guard, you have it. You just gotta, you're athletic, because I was pretty athletic.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen any clips.
I haven't, but I'm gonna go look for some.
You should. I got some. I'll send you.
Okay, all right, cool.
Pretty athletic, But like I said, working on that outside J, man, I feel like, as a point guard, I feel like I held that role and responsibility perfectly.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to make sure my guys eat, but I'm still going to eat.
And you going to get yours.
Me. Yeah, you're going to feel me on this court. Like, even if I don't have 20 points, you're going to look out at the end of the game.
I'm responsible for 50 of those motherfuckers. I got you.
Like, damn, shorty was out there.
Okay.
So I think just that, and I think that's when I did play professional ball. I don't know if you're gonna ask that, but when I did play pro ball, that's what allowed me to really start working on that jump shot and getting it to where I needed to get to. And honestly, when I did it, now the ball screen became so much more like open. Like you see so many more
now
options.
You eating,
man.
Now I'm eating. Now you need napkins and hand wipes and all that. Okay. Yep, One thing before we touch on your pro career, you talked about the nutrition, right? Mm-hmm. The importance of the nutrition for the athlete. How much do our kids, mine included, how much do they take that for granted and not being prepared for the next level? You want to say,
your son, I'm guaranteed your son do this. Probably 80% of the kids in high school do this. Mm-hmm. I see these kids coming into school for breakfast. They got a bag of chips, Flaming Hots, lemonade or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, you want to see these guys coming in,
bananas, apple,
oatmeal. I don't know.
So all right. So Zay doesn't eat Flaming Hots, right? But he don't even eat breakfast. Like, we have to kind of force him. Like, so my wife went out and bought like a fucking, like, we should have bought stock in the Gatorade bars, mm-hmm. right? So we had those. It's like, there should be no excuse on why you're not putting something in your body before you go to school or before a workout. He just went and did a workout. He had therapy the other day, and he hadn't eaten all fucking day. Yeah. So you went to a workout, you came home, you showered, you went to the gym to get some shots up, and you came home and you hadn't eaten anything. I keep telling, he's in for a rude awakening when he get to Indiana Tech.
Pass out.
First of all, when they find out, when he get back right, mm-hmm. they gonna work his fucking college. And I wasn't a college athlete. Mm-hmm. But I've like paid attention to people who were. I got a lot of homies that played professionally. I went to high school with a guy who was in the NFL, and he's now a Rock Nation sports agent, John Thornton. So like, I pay attention to a lot of this stuff, and I be trying to constantly tell, like, you gotta get ready. Like, it's gonna fuck you up when you get there, man. You're gonna be crying, and you ain't coming home.
Yeah, and I think that's the best thing though. Like, once he gets there, you in for a rude awakening. So it's like, now you have to do it. You know what I mean? And I think I think every college kid is going to want to, because the day is going to be so structured.
It's so structured.
You ain't even going to have time to take those naps that you want to take.
And you're not going to even have to you ain't going to have time to second guess of not eating, because you fucking up the money. If they find out you ain't eating, you don't play. If you won't play, you don't get to practice. If you ain't practice, you ain't playing. Yep. So like, when it start affecting shit that you want to do, like in our house, you just getting scolded by dad, and you can go in your room, close your door, put your fucking headphones on to play Xbox. Mm-hmm. On the college campus, the coach is like, all right, motherfucker, you don't want to eat, you don't want to play. Mm-hmm. All right, well, you can come sit in the fucking. So he gonna see,
and they gonna work them hard enough that you gonna tell that something is like wrong.
Oh yeah,
like, because at that point, if you ain't putting nothing in your body, like you talking about probably weights in the morning, conditioning in the morning, probably a practice in the afternoon, and more shots at
class.
Night. Yeah, class in between. Like it's so much that you got to put into that, and you know if you're not eating, I think that's it. Eventually, you'll figure.
We're gonna know within that first month.
Oh yeah,
and that shit will change quick.
No doubt.
All right, cool. When you played, who were the top players in the city in your era?
I like point guards, so I like to always go out point guards. I graduated in 2009. DJ Cooper was really good. Brandon Paul was really good. Went to Illinois.
Okay.
DJ Richardson was from Peoria. Went to Illinois. Obviously, they not Chicago. James Pointer at Leo was really good. Kendrick Morris at Rich South was really good. Chris Colvin at Whitney Young. I love Chris Colvin gang. Chris Colvin ended up, I think, going to Iowa State and then transferring to USC maybe, but I'm talking about a 6'3", 6'4" point guard, played with his own pace, athletic, could shoot it. Man, and again, I'm a competitor, so I loved going against him. And if anybody see this, or if he'll tell you the same thing. Like I love competing against him because he was really good. He was really good, and I think he had it as a point guard. He had it all. Marcus Jordan was in that class too. I didn't really go up against him a lot.
You talking about Mike's son?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Marcus was in that class. Yep. So I mean, the city was really good. Ty Slaughter and Whitney Young, they were really good.
Marcus having a hell of a life right now.
Man, I don't even want to. Man,
he having a hell of a life right now.
Man, that's crazy. That's weird and awkward and just like, man.
Hey, I mean,
man.
All right, we gonna gloss that. We gonna gloss that.
That's
but Marcus having a hell of a life right now.
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to that man.
Yeah. Yeah, in his eyes, but in some other people's eyes, it ain't that.
That ain't that good.
Nah,
that ain't that good.
Nah, man,
that's fucking crazy, dog. All right. Anyway, you talked a little bit about your pro career. Like, kind of touch on that. Like, where did you play at? What was that experience like? What was great about it? What was difficult about it?
I had a quick stint in Costa Rica.
Okay.
But then I spent most of the time in Brazil. I was in Brazil.
Oh shit! Okay.
I'll
ask you about the shit I want to know off the camera. I don't give a fuck about balling back in Brazil. But go ahead.
Brazil was dope. I was in Sao Paulo.
Okay.
And it was a small town, South Sao Paulo. It's called Sorocaba.
Okay.
So I played for LSB.
Hey, it was called what?
Sorocaba.
Hey, that sounds like it got all the bad bitches over there.
It was a nice selection.
Okay. We gonna talk about that.
I was focused, man. Over there, you know what? The thing is, when you playing pro, you have to be focused. Because what I found out, these dudes literally practice 3 times a day. Like, you'll practice twice on the court, and you have to lift every day. Like, so it was a lot. You don't really find time to, unless on weekends you don't have practice or you have a game, you don't really find time to like
just kind of get out.
Yeah. So I didn't really do much. I think, and I was in Brazil for 6 months. I think I went to a club like twice. So the best part about it is I was competing against some real good players. I actually played against Fab Melo that went to Syracuse.
Oh, yeah.
He played in the league for a second, and then he actually came, because he's Brazilian. He came back to Brazil, and he played in the same league that I was playing in. It's called the MBB. It's that same league that, I don't know if you're familiar, but in most preseasons for the NBA, they travel over to Brazil. They play like Flamengo and all that stuff like that.
I've heard of Flamengo.
That's
okay.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
It's tough.
And I don't know. The question I want to ask, I feel like it's stupid for asking because I'm not sure if it's the same league, but I don't even know if it's Brazil or not. Felipe Lopez. He runs a league over in remember Felipe from St. John's. He runs a league. I just seen this documentary on him that he runs his league, and it was a pretty dope documentary, like a pretty well known league. But I'm not really sure if it's the same one. But I am familiar with Flamingo. I've seen their stuff on social media and on internet.
They're good.
Yeah.
They
That's
always
dope.
get the best players.
That's dope. The ultimate goal for a coach is to win state. But for Chicago, just kind of speaking from Chicago, because I think the suburbs kind of have a good mindset of it, but what has more status in Chicago? Winning state or winning the city championship?
I mean, when I was in CPS at Hyde Park, I think city. That's what everybody like was talking about. Like it was more it was more of that feel that you get of the bragging rights. You know what I mean?
That you're the best in the city.
Best in the city. And I feel like even if you don't win state, but you're the best in the city, technically you probably best, if not one of the best in the state. I think it's hard to win state. It ain't all about your players and your coaching. Sometimes it's about a little luck.
It's definitely about a little luck. Don't get that fucked up.
Yeah, like it's so. I think, like I said, when I was at Hyde Park, man, that's all we talked about. We actually lost to Whitney Young in the Elite Eight at Whitney Young. They had a really good team, and we had a really solid team too. It was a good game, definitely a good game. But just being able to sit back and see, you know, how serious people took it. Like, it was dope because, like I said, I'm a competitor.
When people like myself, admittedly, and then of course people from the suburbs, like, what's your thoughts, or how do you respond to, like, a lot of the good city teams are player funded from the suburbs?
Man, it's crazy because not only do majority of them come from the suburbs, but majority of them come from the Homewood, Flossmoor area. But we're gonna leave that for
no, we ain't. We gonna double back on that at some point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it is what it is. You can't fault the kids. You can't fault the coaches in the city. If kids feel like they got a better opportunity somewhere with somebody else, then you got to take that, and not just athletically, but academically too. Because I feel like it has to make sense with not only the basketball, but basketball is 5 months out of the year,
right? But like, I mean, okay, like let's not bullshit around. Like, some of these good city schools, they academics is fucking terrible. And so, like, we ain't like
Whitney Young is good. Who else? Kenwood, good academics. Curie, good academics.
Curie got a good academic. And I mean no disrespect, because I don't know much about Curie academically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going off what you say. I know about Kenwood, and I know about Whitney Young. I mean, shit, Whitney Young is a magnet school, correct? Yeah. So they on the same level as Walter Payton in that regard.
Yep. Curie. Who else? Who's some other really good? Like, who the other top teams?
I guess Simeon.
Good academics. They.
Okay.
It's a career academy. They do their thing in there.
You can school me.
I'm just saying, like, it might not be. Simeon might not be Whitney Young academically, but
they got
you
good
look
academics.
around at everybody else in CPS.
Okay.
Go there and get a good education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. What steps do you think the IHSA need to take when it comes to transfers? Are you okay with the current system?
I think I'm okay with it. I think I don't know what steps they could take, because now you have to. How many schools are in the state of Illinois? Now you talk about 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. I don't know what possible steps they could take to ensure that everybody lives in district, or where they should be going.
Or they could do what the HS people do. Tell.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the best thing about the kids that we got. They live there. You know what I mean? Like, and it makes my hands off. Like,
right, kids, you ain't got to worry about that shit.
No, because HF academically and the environment, it sells itself. So now you, I say put a hot name. I'm not gonna say the best coach. I would say a hot name in that seat. Now you can attract,
more recruits to come in to come do it the right way and live in the district. I got you.
Absolutely.
Okay, you've coached in both the city and now in the suburbs. Mm-hmm. What's better? Why?
Man, that city environment is crazy, and it's crazy because in the city the bleachers are like on the court. Like at Phillips, Phillips got a new gym now, right? But at Phillips, their old gym, I'm talking about the bleachers right here on the court. Like, so it's just that feel of, like, even at Hyde Park, when I was at Hyde Park, the bleachers right there on the court. So it's that feel of everybody on top of you. You can hear what everybody's saying. You get that that fiery neighborhood,
camaraderie, sportsmanship, all that banter.
So they try to you get all that feel inside a basketball game, which I love. Like, the best part about coaching to me is when my heart is like,
going, sweating and shit.
Fun, man, it's fun.
I got you. I got you.
But the suburbs, I think, I honestly think the basketball is like moved more. Like, it's not really. one-on-one centric.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because when you look at teams in the suburbs, you look at the power teams. Who would you consider the power teams
in the suburbs? Mm-hmm. Oh shit! Now you got now Rich Township.
Okay.
Bloom.
Okay.
Hillcrest. Well, last year I don't know how they're going to be this year, but last year probably Lincoln Way, Lemont.
All teams that kind of try to get everybody off instead of
instead of individual. They play. The true.
You know,
true.
So I just think it's give and take in both. I think it all depends on the person, standing up, calling the plays, like whatever,
strategizing and what you got in the bag.
I like both. I like I like strategizing, but then I like
I know one of my players can get me what I need.
I love
that 1-on-1. You talked about the gym atmosphere, right? And like the courts and CPS and even in the suburbs, right? We had Diggy up here last week and he admitted one of their things that kind of went against them when they played and when they lost in the state playoffs is they wasn't prepared to play on that college floor. How much do you think that affects players when they are on those big moments, when y'all do those big tournaments on those college floors? How can we start better preparing those players? Because the goal is to have them play on that next level. You playing on the court, in some cases, that ain't no bigger than the stand of this microphone. How can we change that? What can we do to change that?
I'm going to give you an inside scoop, and normally I don't really do this.
Oh, we get another exclusive?
Yeah, from what I'm going to do, because we're going to play on some college courts this year.
Okay.
We're going to practice on college length court, college size court when it's time to play on those.
That's important. And I asked Diggy, and huge shout out to Coach Houston, Beasley, and their whole staff up there. I asked Diggy, I said, "Well, did y'all get a chance to practice on the floor? Like, so y'all just kind of like y'all practicing y'all gym or whatever?" And Hillcrest gym is a decent size, but it ain't no college floor. So I said, "Damn, y'all didn't even get a chance to practice on the floor." He said, "Nah, we didn't." That could have changed the entire outcome of the game. And Diggy went out on his sword. Shout out to Diggy. He went out on his sword. I don't know if he was at the game, but he played his fucking ass off. Man, he played his ass off. But you could tell something was off for them.
I think you got to run your sets on that court, get up and down on that court. If you're a trapping team, you got to figure out how to trap differently.
Yeah, he even said one of their out-of-bounds plays couldn't work properly because they didn't really know how to line up and the spacing wasn't what they had practiced.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important.
That's just something I would do,
Yeah, me too. Like, especially if I know I'm about to play a team and we got an opportunity to play on the college floor, I'm going to see if we can play on that floor. See if I can kind of maneuver
Because, there are courts in the suburbs or everywhere with college size courts. Like even I think
South Suburban, Governor State.
Ho-Chuck even has a college.
Do they?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay, but still, you got to kind of tap into your resources. Like try to get on that floor. I want to get my guys some time on the floor. All right, cool. That's what the relationships is about. Does high school basketball need a shot clock?
Yes.
Why?
I mean, I think that at the end goal, I know my end goal is to prepare my kids for the next level.
Right. And that shot clock is at the next level.
Yeah, at every next level.
Yeah, like every level after.
So I think you want to be prepared for that. You need to know how it feels, what to do when that clock is winding down. Like you need to experience that, because if you don't, when you get there, now you have to, grow in that aspect as well. And who wants to have to figure out the shot clock when you're trying to figure out these sets and these plays and your teammates and all that. Like, I think, I do think we need one just because it prepares us for the next level. Obviously, it's those teams that play stall ball, and if stall ball is your game, play your game. You can't nobody tell you how to, play your game, because nobody's gonna tell me how to coach my team. We're gonna play our style, not my style. We're gonna play our style and what fits us. And so I know you're going to hear people say, well, people holding the ball, the score is 5-2. Yeah, well, get your 5-second counts on defense then. Get the ball
Get up on them.
Yeah,
get up on them. Pressure the ball.
Trap the ball. Do something.
Teach them how to play one-on-one.
And they'll go score.
I agree. You talked about when you were saying, damn, I forgot my train of thought because you said something I wanted to tap into with the shot clock. Damn it. I do feel that it does need a shot clock because while we are steady trying to prepare the players for the next level, I think it'll add another layer of readiness in the eyes of the college coach if they're prepared to play underneath a shot clock. You talked about the sets, you talked about the plays. Some college coaches, they run their shit based off the shot clock. If the kid don't, they just thinking, and they not paying attention to the shot clock. Now they getting fussed at, they getting sat down. So I do think it adds another layer of preparedness if we got that shot clock. But then of course you got to teach them and you got to train the people to run the shit too.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm not even gonna get into that because we can talk all day about that. But you're gonna love this. You said college teams who, always aware of that shot clock. Villanova, when Jay Wright was coaching.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right? Because
I know.
it's times when Jay Wright was coaching, they getting fast break opportunities. He like this, slow down. We about to go run something down here. And we're going to run it right, and we're going to execute it. And
they did.
And at the end of it's going to be 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and we getting the exact shot that we want to get
every single time.
I love Jay.
I was very, everybody pretty much who follows college basketball period, but of course the Philadelphians, we were very surprised. Like, what the fuck? Who got something on Jay Wright? Why he just up and just retire like that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was super crazy. And shout out to Kyle Neptune. Like, first of all, they saying that he's kind of retooled that whole team.
That's good.
And they might got a little whip coming out this year. So we'll see how that go.
I'm a Villanova fan.
I wanted to see Amanu go.
We talked about that before.
We did.
We talked about when Cal Lowry, Allen Ray, Mike Nardi.
Yeah, so I told you because they had that picture with them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I remember. I definitely remember. And shout out to Kyle Lowry. I have a very good relationship with his older brother. We talk very frequently. He's a real thorough dude, and they run the AU program out there.
What people don't know is real quick, Mo, before we get off subject. Jay Wright ran the same offense from when he won the national championships with Jalen Brunson, those teams, all the way back down to Kyle Lowry.
I know.
Same exact offense.
He very rarely changed anything.
That is cold.
Jay Wright is that man, yo. I hope he get back into coaching. I would love to see him go to Temple, like just kind of change their whole culture, but we'll see how that go. Were player rankings a big thing when you were in high school? What was yours, and what's your overall thoughts on the ranking system?
Yeah, it was big. It wasn't as big as it was now. I think we had like a few platforms. Chicago Hoops was huge. This dude named Brian Stinnett ran it. It was huge.
Okay.
And all the kids in my era that I know, they really like flocked to that one to kind of figure out their rankings. I think I was like 25, 26, 27, somewhere up in there. Like not too far off, but obviously not at the top of that. I think I was the number 6 point guard in state. So, good, solid. But I think rankings are good, but I think you have to rank kids accordingly, and with your best foot forward and best, being able to analyze them correctly. Don't rank a kid if you only seen him once. That one time he probably was terrible. He probably was trash, and you probably were like, man, who is this kid? But then the next 4 times when you watching somebody else, he's scoring 31, 32. He's got a 15-point game with 8 assists, whatever the case is. Like, you just never know. I think if you're going to truly evaluate, and understand that a true evaluation takes time. And I'll give you this real quick, Mo. My freshman team, we had maybe 102 kids come out for tryouts, right? And I had all of my coaches, freshman, sophomore, varsity. We all was at that tryout. We all evaluated. We all watched, because I felt as if I got my 2 freshman coaches trying to evaluate 100 kids in 2 or 3 days, how are we getting the best kids? Like, I'm not biased to this HF thing. I want the best kids. The best kids that's in the building, I want those kids. I want those kids on the team, and I don't want to miss anything because I don't have no previous relationship with them. I didn't grow up in Homewood or Flossmoor. I'm not from the community. I do live in the community now, and I do really like it. But I think you have to, if you're going to evaluate kids, evaluate them fairly and rank them accordingly and fairly, and Because I think some college coaches look at that. Like, I'm not going to say all, but
some of them do. They do rely on them because they can't get out to see it. So let me ask you this. And you saw the conversation I had with Steve. We had a very, very interesting conversation last night with Teddy. What's your thoughts on people who are not basketball people ranking basketball people? I have a fucking huge issue with that shit.
I heard you do, but I don't even think Brad Stevenson's played basketball. Brad Stevens from
from Butler. He's now in the Celtics.
I don't think he hooped.
And when people so all right. Maybe I need to change what I think, and I don't normally do that. I usually stand on my shit. When people bring up Brad Stevens, one of my guys, Eric Xposure, and we found out because I had a debate on my page. Eric Xposure actually did play.
Okay.
So people keep saying, "Oh, he never played." He did play. So shut the fuck up.
Okay.
I don't know about Brad Stevens. And then somebody brought up a motherfucker. My guy Boo tried to bring up fucking Pop. Pop played in the Navy. What the fuck is y'all talking about?
I see Steve said Slaughter. I ain't know Slaughter.
I didn't know he didn't either. Yeah. But my point is, like, when you got people who don't play, you brought up Brad Stevens, but they've been around the game. Mm-hmm. So maybe I need to change my thought in terms of, at least they've been around the game. I have an issue if your sport is fucking badminton and you ranking basketball players. I'm not even going to use the soccer shit no more because I don't want nobody to think I'm picking on buddy, but I don't give a fuck what sport other than the sport. Like, so that's like saying that right now, I'm, just my relationship to basketball, I'm gonna go start fucking ranking the best bowlers in the state. Right. My fucking bowling average is 90.
But and
that's cheating with the bars up. The fuck?
I think if you sit back and you evaluate the game though, and really like take the game serious, I think you smart enough to like figure out.
No, I don't think so.
Man, come on.
I think that. Go rank your fucking sport. If you're a bird watcher, tell me what the best fucking birds are. I don't want your hypotenuse on the best 3-point shooters. Eat a dick. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm sorry. I got an issue with that shit, man. I do. Like, you mean to tell me? And yes, I will also admit that it's kind of personal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got, and at the time, I don't really know if Teddy was part of the whatever with Zay, and this ain't even me saying that Zay is the number one player in the state. Mm-hmm. I ain't even saying that, but I always felt that, which is again another route of starting. I always felt that Zay got a raw deal in certain eyes. The Chicagoland dude, prep who I always felt, but I also, if I'm being fair to them, I also felt like it was because we're not from here. I always feel like because we're not original Illinoisans, that if you are ranking 4 people and Zay is the 5th, I know I would give a little slight whatever to the motherfuckers from the crib. So if some of y'all came to Philly, best believe whatever shit I got going on in Philly, I'm gonna give it to my Philly motherfuckers.
Yeah, I understand, and I think that's how a lot of guys, evaluate and rank. Some of it is like.
Oh, it's a popularity. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And you're not going to convince me, Scott, Steve, Reggie, and fucking Teddy, you're not going to kind of convince me that some of y'all rankings don't play a part in who y'all fuck with. It's the nature of the beast. It's just, I'm not trying to hear that shit. And I don't know Scott personally, but he's been very respectful to the platform and me as a man. Yeah. I just met Teddy. I fuck with Steve heavy, and I talked to Reggie for over an hour after Steve shit aired. So I fuck with Reggie heavy, which I didn't really even remember Reggie had my number. So when he called me, I'm like, who the fuck is this? And it was like, I saw the name. I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
I think one thing about Scott though, from my experiences with him, he does listen though, because I'll tell him like, hey man, look, this guy right here, man.
He do.
Man, you need to see this kid.
He do.
And I think he'll like, if he see him and something catches eye, he is one of those guys that I seen like multiple times.
Right.
Just like my word, like, hey, look at this.
Right.
So
yeah, shout out to this guy. I mean, and honestly, he does a great job. Like, he's traveling all over, like, whatever. It is what it is. When you're coaching high-level athletes, players at big-time programs or colleges in general, that's being recruited by big-time schools, how fun is that for the coach to have to, like, your player is getting recruited? Is that fun for you? Like, it's fun for the kids. We know that. And it's fun for the parents. But for the coach, is that fun?
Yeah, I think it depends on the coach. For me, it is because I'm a college basketball, head.
Do you be fanboying?
No, I don't do that.
I don't mean that in the, dick eating type way. I just mean, like, let me ask it from this way. If fucking Jay Wright walked into one of your practices, like, you ain't like, oh, shit, Jay Wright is in my practice.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna approach that practice how I'm gonna.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you ain't gonna still do your shit, but that's part of fan. That's what I mean by fanboys. Like, oh shit, Jay, right? This is my practice. Yeah,
of course.
Okay.
I mean, like that's just natural because he does a lot of things that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be, oh man, Jay, like if anything, give me one piece of advice, whatever the case is. Like, I'm gonna try to. One thing about me, I'm a sponge. I try to take. I try to learn. I try to.
I'm the same.
Put it all together into my masterpiece, and then when I spit it out, everybody gonna be like, "Damn, look at how they doing that." Like, but it's all coming from everybody.
Yeah,
else,
right. Exactly. I'm like that too. I remember one time when Zay was playing with the Wolves, and a lot of people may not know this, but Coach Moser, his son played. On the team.
Okay.
And I loved how he did something that I later saw in a clip from Coach Frank Martin, where he said, like, he's just a dad. Like, he tells his kids, like, I don't want to hear that shit talking about your coaches. Yeah. He really was like that, right? And he sat up in the stands and he watched his son, Ben. His name was Ben. He watched his son, and his son didn't play a lot, neither. But he watched his son play. He just was a fucking dad. And I was mesmerized by that shit. Like, that's this. At the time, he was coaching that lawyer, and they was coming off that nice run. Mm-hmm. Like, damn, that's so fucking dope. So, of course, after the game, everybody dick eating. Like, oh, Coach Moser, like, remember when we used to fucking... And he's like, yeah, sure. Now, you can see his face, like, I don't know what this fucking dude is. But anyway, when the shit cleared out, like I said, and it was the last game of the spring before they went to the high school, and I said, Coach Moser, can I ask you a question about Xavier? Can you tell me something I can, like, maybe work with him on while we got this break? And he broke down, to my knowledge, that was the first time he saw Xavier play, and the breakdown of, like, yeah, I want to see Xavier handle the ball more. I want to see him coming off screens more. I want to see him get a lift on his jump shot. Of course, he needs to get strong. He broke that down, and I'm like. Yeah. Mentally writing that shit down, and I thought that was really dope that he did that. So, like, being a sponge is really important, and just in life. You're now coaching over at HF. You have coached, with Teen Rose. You're now coaching with Mises, but you were already coaching with them. What goes into planning a national schedule, and how soon do you think you can start doing that with HF?
I feel like with some of the games we have this year, that's a national schedule because. When you look at how the shootouts or showcases are built, some of the nation's best are in there. Okay. So, and it's teams in one or two of those that are from out of the state. You know what I mean? So who are powerhouses out of the state. So I do think that's important. But I think you also got to have the right team to set stuff like that up. You can't just have an average team and try to go get a national schedule. Like, you got to make sure you can actually perform.
Right.
Like, it's not what good does that do to we were on ESPN, but we lost by 60 and we didn't get anything off, like anything accomplished. Like, what do we? Right. Like, it's not that serious. I think. And one thing about me, and I told my coaching staff this, because we actually can't go to a national event because we got some bigger, not bigger, but we have some big events in state.
That you are committed to.
Yeah, but I feel like we got to win at home first before you go everywhere else. Makes sense. Yeah, like, be the best here before you be the best.
It's funny you said that. Years ago, I saw this Ice Cube interview, and somebody asked him about being an artist, as far as the nation. And he said, "Man, you need to worry about being the best artist in your city before you being in the country." I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I feel like if you're the best team in Illinois, that automatically makes you one of the best teams in the country.
That's a fact.
So do that first. Like, so like I said, we try to win. We trying to win at home, but I do think a lot goes into it. Getting a national schedule. If you don't have national level players, then you got to use your resources and connections or relationships. You know what I mean? But again, that's real give and take.
You got a nice little whip of a team too. Me and Bo saw y'all play at the Nike event. Of course, you got Gianni, you got the young man Brumfield, Carson. Y'all got the transfer over from Lincoln Way, correct? Mac, right? And y'all had some nice pieces. Y'all was fun to watch, and I know that was just like a sample size of the shit that y'all gonna get into. Like, but that shit was fun. I was very impressed.
Yeah, I think this team could be good if they really like stay focused. You know what I mean? Because I think we are getting a lot of hype. We won the Nike CBA, and that was big because you talk about beating Simeon, Kenwood, and Whitney Young in the same week.
Yeah,
like, that's like
unheard of.
Yeah. So you gotta have.
So you think their head's getting a little too big too soon?
No, I don't think their heads are big, but we're trying to stop that before it even happens.
Proactively.
Like let's just be gritty and grimy. Let's be who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're gritty players. We're tough players. We want to play fast. We want to play together. And we want to play hard. We want people, when they see us, we want them to be like, oh, man, that's a good team. Like, that's a team. Like, that's not just one kid. That's a team. Because I thought overall in that entire event at Whitney Young, we played well overall as a team.
I agree.
Like, it was days where...
And I only seen the one game, but I do agree.
Oh, man, it was days where Carson was the best, Gianni was the best, Mac was the best, JD was the best, Jacoby was the best. You know what I mean? It was just days where all of them had the best performances. So we played well overall. At the end of the day, Gianni got MVP because I think it was when based upon that championship game. And in that championship game,
he showed up.
Yeah, he
showed up.
So,
other than the known players of Gianni, Max, and Carson and JD, who are you excited about coaching that nobody fucking knows on your team?
Miles Ellis. I love Miles Ellis.
Why?
Because he's a winner.
Okay.
He's just a winner.
So he won a little JD
in track as a sophomore, right? He started as a freshman. He started on sophomore football as wide receiver as a freshman. He started on sophomore basketball at point guard as a freshman. Like, this kid is a 3-sport athlete dog, and it's not like he does one better than the other. It's like you put him in that sport and he's
gonna dominate
and he's gonna try to win. Like, I watched it. I did at HF. I did like strength and performance after school with the guys. Being in the weight room and stuff. It was time. This kid, this is a freshman we talking about.
Right.
He didn't even have to be there. Wasn't even supposed to be there. I got to get more work in. He's there, like, with his headphones on, working by himself. Like, nobody has to put the battery in that kid back. And I think when you get a kid like that, it's like, man, you gotta let him.
You'll run through the brick wall for him,
man,
as opposed to
for real, seriously.
Yeah. No, that's
whatever
dope.
You need.
That's dope.
Because he gonna bring it every day, and that's
dope.
how I try. Like I said earlier, I try to bring it every day.
That's dope. That's dope. We talked a little bit, kind of jokingly. You were initially at Rich Township for like 3 days, but you said like,
crazy.
What happened? Why you leave?
I think that was the toughest decision. I
remember when we talked right before you took that job, and you was looking forward to it.
Man, I actually got away to the guys. One of my guys know, but I actually got away to Georgia for like a week and a half, like after that decision was made, just so I can like, escape the backlash that I thought I was gonna get. But I just think. And
your brother was in these groups, and he was like killing, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
he don't play about you.
Nah.
I seen that right away from a distance. I'm like, oh, I didn't know who he was, and then I saw the name, like, oh, that's that big bro.
Yeah,
I could tell.
Yeah,
he was ready to start wringing necks in that motherfucker, and I liked it though.
Yeah, no, that's my dog.
Yeah, I liked it.
He understand, and I think people got to understand. At that point, I felt like. And I still feel like I had to do what's best for me.
Of course.
Know what I mean?
And people always want to make decisions for your
absolutely.
life. Like, get your ass up.
Dude, I just feel like you don't pass up on HF. Not saying that Rich Township isn't going to be a great place to be.
Because they replaced you with someone pretty...
Absolutely.
No disrespect.
No doubt. He a state champ, multiple.
Yeah, they kind of they landed well. It's like breaking up with the cute girl and she kind of get a decent guy.
Yeah,
like, all right. She landed on her feet, right?
And I think for me,
that's gonna be a hell of a game when y'all play though.
Yeah, we played them the first game. Hey, come on, Moo, let me
go ahead. All right, go ahead.
But for me, it was more like. HF it's structured. It's I've always had those teams where you gotta do this and you gotta do this. You gotta be more than a coach. You have to build this and put this together, do this. And
everything was ready.
It's already there. The template is already set. Now it's about who I'm going to be. Now people can really judge on who I am, not the outside situations. And I think like the thing about Rich Township is everything was just so new. the curriculum was new admin.
And they got a lot of shit with them
new
too.
Board. It's just a lot. It was new, you know. And when you got new things, it's hard.
It don't go.
And the thing is about me, I'm Rich East through and through. I bleed green. Right. That's why we going to the Dipper. That's my neighborhood. And I still got a lot of pride in that community and neighborhood. Or HF wouldn't be in the Dipper. Nobody's ever seen HF in the Dipper. I don't think. Not from my knowledge.
Not from mine either.
And I say that to say, like, there's no bad blood because I still want that program in place to be successful. That's why we bringing them over.
Right.
Because I feel like now you bring HF to Rich Township when you got Thornton in there, Hillcrest in there, Rich Township in there.
That's gonna be
the Burbs is, you know, we doing what we supposed to do.
Popping. Y'all was talking all that shit about the city. Now we bringing that shit to the Burbs. There's no excuse now.
Absolutely.
There's no excuse now.
Yep.
When that situation was kind of unfolding and you were contemplating your next move, why did you choose HF? JD, the coach, had his pick of the litter, I'm sure, of any coaching job in this state. Why did you choose HF?
Like I said, it's already put in place. Like, for example, they're building a $23 million, I think it's $24 million science wing. What are we talking about?
Right.
Like, what are we talking about? You have great academics. You have great support, great resources. We got a field house. We got a beautiful field house with a high-tech weight room that just got even more upgrades this past summer. Like, I feel like at HF, they're constantly doing things every year to try to make that school the best school in the state. And they want to compete too as a board, as admin. Like, it's all really a competition for real to see who's the best.
Got you.
And you got to take pride in that, and I do.
Now, I have my own experience, and I'm gonna tell you my story about it. I love to tell it though. So, but HF has a reputation of not welcoming outsiders. How has your adjustment been?
Oh, my adjustment has been great. I think because who you sit next to right now is who they're gonna get regardless every single day. Like, I'm not gonna try to, isolate myself. I'm not gonna try to act big-headed or cocky, but I don't take mess from people either. So I think for me it's been good. The staff has been welcoming.
Okay.
I started teaching this year.
Okay.
First year teaching.
Congratulations.
So I appreciate it. And I went through a lot for that. They were supportive in that, making sure that I had a route to become a teacher. Right. So I think my entire experience on and off the court has been great.
Okay. Do you think you'll have any players recruiting for HF? I'm sorry. Any issues? Not any players. Do you think you'll have any issues recruiting players?
I mean, I think players gonna come to HF regardless because the environment is safe, the academics, and because the basketball is.
Safety is paramount. Safety for as a parent, and as you know, like you just said, you had a daughter about to start high school, and people always asked us, and I remember definitively having this conversation with Mark. It was one of the reasons why we chose Marist initially. Number one, we didn't know no better, but safety, academics, like academics and safety kind of drove every decision. Man, when we decided to leave Marist, obviously, we could have sent Xavier any fucking where, without you just literally schooling me about Simeon. We consider Simeon, but I was, the neighborhood, and I don't know what goes on inside of the building, but I know what goes on outside of that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
We considered Kenwood. I don't know what goes on inside of the building, but I knew what happened. With the young man who's outside of it. So like all of that kind of played a part. I mean, I'm glad to hear that they have accepted you and that your adjustment went well. The HF people there's some interesting people over there.
I mean, yeah, but like I said early on in this interview, I feel like I'm a winner and I'm gonna bring that attitude every day. So if you don't want no winning guy in your program,
you got the wrong guy.
Yeah, then it is what it is.
All right, I asked you earlier about your team because y'all got a nice little whip. You actually got a nice ass whip in coaches. Talk about your coaches a little bit. Like show them do some like you gotta
trust them.
Yeah. You got a nice little whip up there. What's important though, what I love about what y'all got going on up there is that, well, first of all, two of your coaches I really fuck with. One of them sitting in here, Mark, and then you got what's my guy? I said I fuck with the dude, but his name is escaping me right now.
Kentrell.
Well, Kentrell too. Dez. I really fuck with Dez. Kentrell too. I'm just getting to know him, but y'all are all close in age, but y'all are also not too far removed in that age gap from y'all players that y'all can relate. I think that is a high advantage for y'all.
I say that all the time. Like,
people don't realize that shit.
J. Cole got some dope lyrics. He said, "I'm dead in the middle of two generations. I'm little bro and big bro all at once." That's real.
That's real.
Because I'm taking knowledge from these older guys who are still in it, and I'm instilling it in these younger guys who are trying to play. You know what I mean? So,
and you can they can relate to you a little more with with the whole social media, just things that they going on in their lives. Some of them, whether it's you or other coaches, maybe their fathers aren't fully invested, or if they are, it's for the wrong reasons, so they can kind of confide in you certain things. Like, that's important. I'm speaking as a father. That's important.
Yep.
I want my son to be like, if I know he's not going to confide in me and shit, like he got Eric Tillery, he got Mark, you know what I'm saying? He got Pat Cooper. Like I have people in place. Then he got my guy Tyree, or I could put him on a plane and go back to Philly. He got people in Philly. So like I don't think you realize how important that is that y'all have that advantage.
No doubt. Let me shout those guys out, man. Mark Collins, Shea Sumter, Kentrell King, Dame Trice, James Jackson, Desmond Blocker, Marcus Starks, man, those guys, man, I didn't miss anybody. No, I didn't miss anybody. I couldn't miss them. Those are my guys. They make sure that, on times when like I said, I can be tired and they can see it in me. They pushing it even harder. Like, they getting the kids together even harder. Like, if the kids want to stay after or come early, somebody gonna be there.
I got you.
Somebody gonna be there for y'all. And
that's good stuff.
I think that's the important thing. And I trust those guys. Like, when you got a job like HF, which I think this past year was ranked the #1 job in the South Suburbs.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did. We did like a coaching poll, and I think this was actually before I got the job. We all did, like, all the suburban head coaches did like a coaching poll, and we ranked. It was a Catholic League ranking. It was a CPS ranking. It was the Michael O'Brien did it. So sometimes it was a suburban ranking, and HF was ranked.
Wow,
one job in the suburbs.
That's dope.
South suburbs. So I mean, when you got a job as high profile as that, I feel like you got to surround yourself with people you trust. Because I mean, again, you just never know people's agendas, and I know every guy I just named, we on the same page.
That's dope. Now, do you guys have or will you do any coaching clinics?
Man, you know what? I was supposed to do one at Chicago State. They reached out to me. Walt Warringen reached out to me about doing one. I think that's something we can look at in the future. We haven't talked about that.
Okay.
But I know it's something I want to do, and not only do I want to speak at one, I want to go to more of those.
Right,
too.
right.
Like,
that's kind of what I meant. Like, are you guys planning to do some where you're there as the student?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay,
no doubt. And I think, like I said, I'm all about learning from other people and growing, because I feel like if I can put all of the best things inside of what I do, what we do, I think the product and it's gonna look how it should look. But no, definitely, we all students.
You mentioned J. Cole. What else is on Coach JD playlist? What you listen to?
Nipsey Hussle first.
Okay. Who your favorite rapper?
Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Jay-Z.
Okay.
Nipsey Hussle passed. Well, he got murdered, so obviously he ain't living anymore. But Hov, J. Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of those rappers. I don't really like the rappers.
The NBA YoungBoy and all them.
I mean, they cool.
They
cool, but I feel like they all really like talk about the same thing and talk about the issues that, like, obviously they issues, but Nipsey Hussle, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, they look at those issues in a different light, and they try to spread us to, like, all right, like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, especially for the young black man, like, I feel like all the newer rappers, or not all of them, but majority of them, they rap about stuff that a young black man I don't think should be doing, because first of all, they not millionaires. They not doing it in L.A. Y'all rapping to them and telling them to go to do the stuff where. But
y'all far removed from that shit. Yeah,
in it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. What's your expectations for your team headed into the new season?
And just for them to stay together. This thing gonna be new for all of us. So I think if these guys just stay together and really approach it like that and don't look for individual accolades, I think those gonna come. But if we really just stay together, I think we got a team that can surprise a lot of people.
Okay.
I mean, because the guys that we returned 8 seniors from last year's group.
Oh wow!
And we won 18 games last year.
Okay.
We returned 8 seniors who played. You know, so that's that.
So y'all got experience. Yeah, y'all got experience.
We're
one of the
high
most,
on experience.
Yeah,
but
that's
people
good.
don't talk about that enough, but they should. They talk about how Gianni came and Matt came, and that's great. That's great because those two are good kids, good players. But they don't speak about all these kids came back. We only graduated 3 kids last year, and I think one played a lot, one played medium, and one kind of was off and on with injuries and stuff like that.
Just kind of thinking about, y'all knew not the new, but like as y'all headed into the season, I'm letting you know, like Bo and I, we are planning to visit some schools during the preseason, do some on-site, team profiles, and y'all are like definitely on our list. So we definitely coming. We bringing the equipment. We're gonna do this shit all over again. We're gonna interview some of them kids. So we coming.
No doubt, and I think that's good for them. And I think the best month to do that is starting in September because we get to do our open gyms, and when we got our open runs, we invite the college coaches. So I think that environment and aspect alone is like. Would be good for the kids to see and feel. Like I feel like if you feel good, you look good, you play good.
Okay, Dion.
Yeah, for
okay,
real,
Dion.
Yeah,
all right,
you got to do that. So.
All right, cool. Now, as we winding down, when you played, who was your toughest player to guard in high school and toughest player to guard in college?
Toughest player to guard in high school probably was either Chris Colvin or DJ Cooper. Like both of them were really good point guards, and I matched up with them more than I matched up with probably anybody in the state. So those two were always really good. And in college, man, I played against Indiana. They had little Yogi. Yogi.
Yes.
Man, that dude was strong. He was athletic.
Was little too.
He was fast.
Yeah, he was
fast. Small, but he was strong, athletic, and fast. Like I remember him getting and this Indiana we talking about, and the fans are it's a packed house. Even though we Chicago State, it's like IU. Like this thing packed out, and man, he was just he was fast, he was strong, he was athletic, and as I'm getting the ball inbound in it, I turn around, he right there at 94. So this kid, like he trying to play both sides of the court. Like you could tell he was trying to go to the league, and you could tell that he had a real good chance because he played in the league for a little bit.
Yeah, he did. Who was BBQ Chicken? Who you get buckets to? I want you to name the player and the team.
Come on, Mo.
Come on. Who you get buckets to, bro?
All right.
Who you get buckets to?
Hey, I'll tell you this. My best game at Chicago State.
It's 25, I think the thing said.
We played against Toledo.
Yeah.
At Toledo.
Okay.
We had a little Juice. Juice went to Hillcrest. And Juice was good, though. He's like one of the best players I ever played at Toledo. And we played him there, and it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, Chicago State's first Division I win on the road.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I'm talking about I couldn't miss.
You
bro.
was cooking.
I don't know what.
Okay,
I down there.
You hit him with the mic.
Like I don't know, man.
Okay,
but, that was a real good game for me, and I think Juice played well too. But obviously we won a game, and I was just hot. And I hit the. All this on YouTube, actually. I hit the step back. Yeah, for real.
If y'all need reference points, motherfuckers.
I hit the step back, game winner type.
Shit, for real? Oh, yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I made that. It was probably like.
Oh, we're going to try to pull that and put that in the clip right at that moment when you just said that.
Sure.
What about high school? Who you get buckets to in high school?
I don't remember who was at Rich Central, but Rich Central.
Game buckets?
Yeah, at Rich Central. I think that was my highest high school game I ever had. It was 28 points.
Okay.
It was at Rich Central. I don't remember the players they had. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, man. Juan Southall, Morgan Walker. Oh, man. Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
Okay. Name your all-time NBA team. 5 starters, 1 6-man.
5 starters. Point guard, I'm going Magic.
Okay.
2 guard, I'm going Cole.
Okay.
I'm going Mike.
Anybody that don't say Mike from Chicago, I feel like y'all got to move out of the state. But go ahead.
I'm going Bron at the 4.
Okay.
When he was with Miami, remember how he played different? He played the 4.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going Shaq at the 5.
Who your 6 man coming off the bench?
Steph Curry. We need shooting. I ain't had no shooting and none of that for real. No three-point shooting.
All right, so I got AI, I got Kobe. Ours kind of mirror each other. I got AI, I got Kobe, I got Jordan, I got LeBron at the 4 like you. I got Hakeem at the 5, and I got Jamal Crawford as my 6 man.
Steph Curry gonna serve Jamal when they come off the bench. Stop, move. And I like Maul, man, but no,
he ain't fucking with Curry.
Nah,
I agree. I agree. All right, so last 2 questions. Last 2 questions. All right, so being as though that I'm Muslim, I ask all my guests. In Islam, we believe that our children pick us as parents. All right, hearing that, what does that mean to you, knowing that your 2 children, your son and your daughter, picked you as their father, and speak to the fact that you picked your parents as your mother and father? Like, what does family mean to you?
Everything. I was telling Bo earlier, that's kind of why I left Brazil, because I was making, like almost four grand. I was like 4,100, something like that, and a month. But I was by myself, man. Like, nobody couldn't see me. I'm putting in all this work.
I'm not leaving Brazil for my bro. I'm staying.
No, I wasn't for my bro. My daughter was still out.
I don't know if I believe for Zay neither.
Yes,
I'm bullshit.
I know you.
I'm bullshit.
I know you. Man.
I'm bullshit.
I know you.
I'm bullshit. I would. I would think long and hard about that shit though.
No, I think my kids. I think they gon'. When they look back on it, when they, as of age, they'll be like, man, my dad, he was grinding. He was grinding for us, and like I said earlier, I missed a lot with my daughter on that grind, but now I'm at a place where I can kind of choose what I do next. You know what I mean? Not just, I don't have to take anything and everything.
Right. Okay. All right. Lastly, I want you to send a future message to yourself, speaking in third person. So, I don't know if you call yourself JD, Jamere, Cody, whatever you call yourself, but I want you to send yourself a future message.
Hey, man, I'm proud of you. Stay resilient, stay confident, stay humble, but keep letting these people feel you. I think you do it the right way, and not all aspects, but the aspects that are important. I think you do it the right way. So stay at it, because it gets greater later, for real.
It definitely gets greater later. Yeah. I really appreciate you coming on, JD, man. Like, since I've been in Chicago, I've only met a handful of people, maybe half of the next hand of people that I really respect and I really fuck with. And 2 of them, well, now 3 of them, I work with one, but 2 of them are in here. Like, you're one of them. Like, you've always been very supportive. Like, you've always shown love. I appreciate people that just really are just genuine. Like, I'm a genuine person. I can gravitate and grasp on when somebody's being genuine, and I'm cool when people not. Like, we talked about, you just kind of pivot. Like, and I'm cool with that. Like, that's fine. And so, like, every time I've seen you in every platform or every environment, like, it's been nothing but love. So I really want to stress how much I appreciate that, bro.
It's who I am, and I don't think I change for anybody or any circumstance. I think whenever you see me,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And stay true to that, brother.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
Your family, your friends, and everybody that love you. They I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that they love you for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No doubt. Appreciate you. Appreciate you for having me too, man. This was fun, man. Hopefully I get to come back.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. But next time we coming to you.
Yeah.
We coming to you next time. All right. So quick shout out to my guy Bo Harris, sitting across on the board from AGM Plus, man. This brother is a huge part of what we're doing, and so like this platform has grown to what it's grown to, but the next level won't be nothing without him. So shout out to you, brother. Shout out to my guy Tyree Booker from Numerex, Derek Ellison. Derek is a huge. That's my guy. Mm-hmm. If you in basketball and you don't know Derek, I don't care if you fuck with him or not. If you don't know Derek, then you don't know. Then you Chicago basketball ain't in your blood for real, in my opinion. And to my guy Ryan Foran, my partner in the Shouttown Showcase, which is coming up October the 28th at 167 Green. As a matter of fact, bam.
We got 2 kids. We got some kids in there, huh?
Oh, you're gonna get one probably.
Okay.
You're gonna get one, but you can maybe help that. I'll ask you right on the air. You trying to coach?
When is that?
October 28th. It's a Saturday. We could talk about it off here. I don't want to put you on the spot because if you say yeah, I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand you will.
I got a spot and I need a coach. We could talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it.
Because
you got to check things out.
I'm at a point right now. I'm like,
I got you. You got to check
when I get the coaching, I get the.
I got you. You got to get the pom-pom, and then you got to make sure that, all right, I understand. Yeah. But anyway, and then lastly, September the 8th, we have in the girls' game down at Wintrust Arena, the BBA, Bailey Basketball Association. I always put the S on there like I want to drink and shit, but I don't. So, yeah, shout out to all you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Appreciate you, JD.
No, I appreciate you, man. This was fun. Thanks.